on Easy Vegetarian, we have some delicious and nutritious recipes prepared for you. Today's episode focuses on breakfast food. So we chose a spinach quiche, banana oatmeal bread, and a strawberry monkey juice, which is like a smoothie.
It's gonna be so good.
That's all coming up today on Easy Vegetarian. I'm Laura Bernero.
I'm Chloe Eckberg. Stay tuned, my friends.
Welcome to Easy Vegetarian, a show that is all about keeping you on track as you take on a vegetarian diet the healthy way. Today, our episode focuses on breakfast foods. So to start off, we're going to make a spinach quiche. All three of our recipes today are easy and ones that you can make at home and on a reasonable budget. So to make the spinach quiche, we've started out by preheating our oven to 450 degrees.
And we have thawed a pie crust, a deep dish pie crust, and we will first stick the edges of the pie crust with a fork so that we can have the utmost air coming through the pie crust so that the eggs cook inside and everything is all right for it.
You could also make your own pie crust if you wanted to, but buying one from the store works just as well. And after you prepare it with the fork, we're going to stick the pie crust in the oven first before we work on the rest of the quiche to let it brown up a little bit before we put in the filling.
5 minutes, we will cook it.
All right, now that we have our pie crust in the oven, we're going to start preparing the filling of the quiche, which is an egg base, and obviously there's lots of spinach in it because this is a spinach quiche.
It's going to be delicious. We have a skillet that we're going to put some olive oil on it, and we're going to cook the minced garlic. And there's a clove of it.
You can also use fresh garlic if you want, but we're using the minced kind. And we're going to stick this in the skillet for about 4 minutes until it gets cooked up and ready to add some other ingredients of our filling.
And once you can smell the juices of the garlic, then that's when you know that it's ready.
This is the part of the recipe where you could add other vegetables if you wanted to kind of make your quiche unique or to cater to your family's tastes, whatever you normally would like in your quiche. While the garlic is cooking, I'm going to start preparing some of the other things we're going to need for our filling. Spinach, we decided to use canned spinach, but you can use frozen or fresh, it's up to you. The recipe calls for 1 can or about 10 ounces of frozen spinach. So I'm going to drain this really quick, and after the garlic is done, we're going to add that to the garlic on the skillet.
Turn this down a little bit. It's getting a little heated.
All right, now that our garlic is ready, we're going to go ahead and add our drained spinach.
Kind of break it up a little bit so that there's a lot of spinach in there that
this just brings out the flavors of the quiche, and this is going to be put in the bottom of our pie crust to form kind of the base of the quiche. So Chloe's going to go ahead and mix up the spinach and garlic. You can already smell it. It's really delicious.
That is so great.
In the meantime, the main part of our quiche is composed of egg beaters as well as a few other ingredients that form the main part of the filling. And we'll add this over the top of the spinach and garlic once that's prepared and put in the bottom of our quiche. So we have some egg beaters here. You'll need some flour, and we're going to add a little bit of chili powder and pepper to ours for flavor. You can kind of adjust the spices to what you normally like, and we'll combine those to create the filling.
So you need 1 cup of milk, and you can use whatever kind of milk you want, 1%, 2%, it doesn't really matter. Then we're also going to add a cup of the egg beaters. And a tablespoon of flour. The flour gives it more of a fluffiness to it. It's kind of like the yeast of a bread. So it's going to be really good. Spinach is almost ready over here. It smells so great, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Fills your kitchen.
It does.
Really quickly. And it'd be really delicious if you added other vegetables to this quiche, just to add to the flavor and add to the color. Quiche is a recipe you can make with a big group of people. If you're entertaining a lot of people, if you're having a party or a holiday brunch or something like that, quiche is a great option.
Yeah.
And this one will please anybody that's a vegetarian in your family or in your company you're having over.
All right, the crust is done. It's brown on the edges and it's nice and fluffy on the inside. So we can let this cool for about 10 minutes until we're done with our spinach and the rest of the egg beaters. And you can tell that the crust is super fluffy because it's just falling apart. It looks beautiful.
It looks perfect. To our mixture of milk and egg beaters, I'm going to add our spices. We've chosen chili powder and pepper, but like I said, you can adjust this recipe to include spices that you like. Basil or oregano might be really good in a quiche like this. But yeah, we're going to add this to our main filling to give it some flavor and some texture. And just kind of mix this together.
I'm going to add a little salt to the spinach and garlic because, I mean, salt always gives everything a little bit more flavor. So.
And once we're done cooking up the spinach and garlic together, we're going to go ahead and put that in the bottom of our pie crust to form the base of our quiche filling.
All right,
perfect.
So
that
it's
looks
about
beautiful.
Ready. Yes.
That's perfect.
I'm going to bring this over and put the spinach, this guy, put it in the bottom of the crust so it makes it really good. And what I'm guessing is that this spinach will float to the top as it cooks. So it'll kind of disperse itself around the quiche and it'll be really good.
Perfect.
But you want to spread it around so that there's an even amount of spinach on each side. With the garlic, with the flavors. It's going to be really good.
That looks good.
Yes. Okay, and so the spinach is good. Now we're going to add the egg beaters and everything.
Yeah, so your egg beater mixture with your spices in there goes right over the top to fill up the rest of your pie crust. After you have cooked your pie crust in the oven, you want to turn the oven heat down to 350 degrees for when you cook your quiche. So it's an important thing to remember. Turn it down a little bit.
Perfect. That looks delicious.
It looks beautiful.
That looks so good.
I want you guys to see this. It's filled right to the brim, and then we're going to go ahead and bake this. And
yeah, we're going to bake it for about 50 minutes. So it gets all nice and fluffy and delicious. And when we take it out, we want to make sure that it's cooked all the way by sticking a knife in the middle. And if it comes out clean, then it is done. So.
All right, we'll go ahead and put this into our 350 degree oven to bake for 50 minutes. Oh, it's kind of warm and sticky here because we've already put it in the oven, so it's already a little bit warm.
So all right, here we go. Of it dripping everywhere.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's gonna be good.
It looks beautiful.
I just have a feeling.
We're gonna go ahead and let that cook for a while. Our next recipe is banana oatmeal bread, which also takes a little while to bake. So if you're having company over, you might want to plan a little bit ahead. But that's still coming up on Easy Vegetarian. Before we head into our first break, we're going to take a look at Recipe Talk. Recipe Talk is all about sharing recipes from friends, family, and coworkers through a blog. Our first Recipe Talk will be what you need to know in order to make a cheesy ranch potato bake. That sounds good.
It does sound really good. For this cheesy ranch potato bake, you will need a few ingredients, including russet potatoes, a shredded cheese blend, whatever kind you like, ranch dressing, and a few spices such as salt, pepper, and chili powder. It makes it a little spicy, gives it a little flavor. This recipe takes approximately an hour to bake, and for the rest of this recipe, make sure to check out easyvegetarian.wordpress.com and click on the recipes tab because you want to definitely check this recipe out for the rest of it.
Our Easy Vegetarian blog has all sorts of recipes. So if there's any questions that you have about what we're doing here today, check out the recipe blog. All right, coming up next is banana oatmeal bread.
We're going to take our first break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Easy Vegetarian.
Welcome back to Easy Vegetarian. Our first recipe of our breakfast food episode, spinach quiche, is in the oven. So we're gonna go ahead and start on our banana oatmeal bread.
Yeah, it's gonna be delicious. And so what we wanna do is we wanna keep our oven at 350 degrees just with the quiche. And it'll just preheat, you know, get going. We're gonna grease a 9x5 it says, but we have these pans, which is, it'll do. So we're just gonna use one of them actually. We're gonna grease it and set it aside. Then we will get our shortening and eggs and sugar. So for the shortening, we're gonna measure out a 1/2 cup. And then for the sugar, we will measure out 1 cup.
For this first part of the bread, you cream together the shortening, sugar, and then slowly add in eggs and vanilla to make that first fluffy mixture.
Yes. This always reminds me of me and my grandma cooking because she always uses the shortening.
Crisco?
Yes. But it is always good in everything. Okay, so that should be good. Just level it off with your spatula. It should be fine. And with the sugar, go for it. We're gonna get the blender out as well and get that all ready. I don't know if we mentioned this before, but 2 eggs. We'll need that. And my grandma taught me a trick. It's the one-handed egg crack. Ooh, we'll get that out. There we go. She always taught me how to do that. It was pretty cool. There's this one as well.
Do we have our vanilla around here somewhere?
Yep, it's
there
there.
it is. Yep. Alrighty.
There's that right there. Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Make sure to wash your hands for the eggs because don't want any salmonella anywhere. That'd be bad.
The recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it, add that a little bit in there. Okay. And so you're gonna want to cream this together with a hand mixer.
Yep, we got the hand mixer right here. Get these all together. All right, here we go. Make sure to scrape the edges of the bowl so that you get everything together. There we go.
It reminds me of making cake or something.
Yeah, it does. And it's like a nice creamy color, so you get that all together. Mix it up a little bit.
After you cream this stuff together, we're gonna start preparing our dry ingredients.
This is about ready, so we'll just go ahead and do it. That's a nice fluffy color, and it's going to be really great looking in the bread.
One of the most important ingredients in the banana oatmeal bread is a cup of oats. It gives your bread kind of a cool texture, and it's also really good for you to add the oats in there. So we'll start our dry ingredients with this cup of oatmeal.
You need a cup of flour as well. Mix it all together.
Baking soda, we're going to need a little bit of this. 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
And cinnamon, we're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I have a 4, so I'm going to put 2 in. But it'll give it a little flavor, a little texture. It'll be good. with the oats and everything.
And then we're going to add a little bit of salt. I've got about 1/4 teaspoon, which you can just eyeball.
And then for the bananas, we're going to mash them up.
Mashed bananas, so good. You want to mash the bananas up pretty fine so that when you mix this into your batter, it kind of distributes itself throughout the bread.
I'll get these going.
Okay.
It'll be real good like that.
Another great thing about a bread like this is you can get a little creative with it. You could add some chopped nuts in here if you wanted, chocolate chips maybe. You could mix it up by using wheat flour instead of white, or different sweetener. Whatever you prefer, you can kind of make it your own and make it to your family's tastes as well. When my mom makes banana bread, she always adds a little bit of orange zest, which I always think is really good. So
does she?
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh.
She does the same with zucchini bread, and it makes it really good.
Oh, that's like a little twist.
Yeah.
Me and my dad have been we've been trying to master zucchini bread for years now. And bread. I mean, I think we pretty much got it down, but I love in zucchini bread when there's like a crust on the top of the bread, and it kind of is like a frosting kind of. Oh, it's so good like that.
It is.
The spoon is not in my favor.
Yeah. Mashing bananas is also a good thing for kids to do. So if your kids want to help in the kitchen, it's a good project. It's kind of a fun thing to do. So we've got our first batter that we created, and then we've got our dry ingredients here. So to the wet ingredients, I guess, we're going to start adding the dry ingredients and then mix in the bananas as well.
And we're gonna, it says alternate, mixing the bananas and the milk together, so it kind of gives it a little balance with both.
Now it's starting to smell like cake too.
Oh, yum. Looks good. This looks so good. I love mashed bananas. I don't know why. They're just great.
So our batter's starting to thicken a little bit. Another great thing about making breakfast bread is you can prepare it on the weekends or whenever you have time, and then just keep it in the fridge or keep it on the counter and slice it up as you need it. So if your family needs breakfast on the go, you can just have a slice and take it with you. It's a lot healthier than like a Pop-Tart or something like that. And it's fun to home make it, and then you can use it for a while. You can also double or triple this recipe to make several loaves to give as gifts, or to keep in the freezer until you want to use them again.
So I'm going to measure out 1/4 cup of milk, and is that about ready?
Yeah. You can start adding the milk and bananas into here.
I'm dripping a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna add. Yeah, you can add the milk before we add some more dry ingredients.
I'll do alternate.
Okay.
I'll mix. So you can add. That. Cool. But the bananas, they look like this.
Like baby food, kind of.
Yes.
Good baby.
But good baby food. And they're kind of a little chunky yet, and that's okay. I mean, it'll be really good that way because you can taste the bananas and it'll get in the bread.
In the bread,
really
it's
good.
Really good that way.
So like, I mean, it gives it a little texture and flavor, and it'll be great.
Yeah.
That looks good.
I know, it's looking really good.
Because it's really cinnamony, you know? You can see the cinnamon.
Yeah, the texture is really cool. The oatmeal also adds cool texture too.
Yeah. We add the rest of that. Okay. We'll put the bananas in here with the milk. Take this back.
Whenever I cook with oatmeal too, I just feel like I'm being extra healthy for some reason.
And if you add fruit, it's even better.
It's even better, exactly.
That looks good. Is it about ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Add this guy. Add a little this guy.
Oh, the banana smells so good.
Just keep on doing that until all of it is mixed in together.
Ooh, it's nice and thick.
How's it going?
Good, it's hard to stir it.
Okay, rest of the banana, here it comes.
The recipe calls for about 1.5 cups of banana, but you can add or subtract depending on what you like. Or say if you're gonna add nuts to this recipe, scale back on the banana a little bit and then add your nuts or chocolate chips or whatever.
That'd be good.
You could even add craisins or raisins to this recipe.
Even better.
Make it your own. My dad loves raisins, and so whenever we make cookies or bread, he's always like, hey, can we throw some raisins in there? So for him, we could add some raisins to this.
That'd be great. Awesome.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. The oatmeal and the bananas makes it really thick and delicious. All right, so we've greased our pan.
So and here.
Yeah, now we can just add our batter.
We're gonna pour it all in there.
Yeah.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
This pan looks like it'll be just about the right size. You could even make muffins with this too.
Oh, that's true.
Instead of the loaf of bread, you could make muffins, which would also be really easy, you know, for breakfast on the go or whatever.
That'd be really good.
Yeah.
That'd be real good. And this is gonna be super thick too, so it'll be nice and dense and really good as you cut into it.
Yeah. Scrape out my batter here. And like we said earlier, our oven was already preheated to 350 for our spinach quiche. So when we stick this in the oven, it'll be all good to go.
Yes, it'll be really good.
You need to bake this bread for 60 minutes and check on it throughout. But as you get to the end, like we did with our quiche, you want to stick a knife in the middle to make sure the batter is done all the way through. And then once you take it out of the oven, you let it stand and cool for a little while before you serve it. Or like I said, you could stick these in the freezer to keep for later.
Okay. Awesome. We're going to stick this in the oven, and we're going to take a short break.
For this next little bit, we have another recipe from Recipe Talk, and we'll take a look at a sweet treat for you for our Recipe Talk this segment, frozen cranberry salad. For this cranberry salad, you'll need a package of fresh or frozen cranberries, some crushed pineapple, miniature marshmallows, whipped cream, sugar, and chopped walnuts. So it's very much a fruit-based salad, perfect for the summertime when it's warm outside. For the complete recipe for the cranberry walnut salad, check out easyvegetarian.wordpress.com and click on the recipes tab.
So while the quiche and banana oatmeal bread continue to bake, we'll be right back and begin the sweet treat that you can have for breakfast. And these are simple yet quick and tasty breakfast meals that anyone can make. So stay tuned. You're watching Easy Vegetarian.
Welcome back to Easy Vegetarian and our breakfast episode. We have just finished baking our spinach quiche and our banana walnut bread, and they're ready to come out of the oven. We're going to go ahead and pull those out while we get ready to make our third recipe, which is some monkey juice. It's a breakfast smoothie.
It's going to be great.
I'll grab this for you. Okay.
This is the quiche. Looks great.
Looks good. Here, you want both of these for the bread. And our bread is just now coming out of the oven. It smells so good in this kitchen with the banana bread cooking. Like I mentioned earlier, the banana bread is going to take a little while to cool. You want to let it cool for at least 5 minutes before you cut it up and serve it.
Look at how brown and beautiful that is.
Golden brown.
And you want to make sure that both of them are cooked right. As we said earlier, just stick a knife in the middle, and when it comes out clean, it's done. So, perfect.
For our third breakfast recipe, we're going to show you how to make monkey juice, which is a fruit smoothie that's delicious and healthy. This is also something that you could make not necessarily in the morning. You could make it the night before and then enjoy it for breakfast. So we're going to start cutting up our fruit.
Yeah, you can even have it as a healthy snack later on in the day as well.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
It's a smoothie, you know, it's great. So I'm going to wash these strawberries really fast and then cut the tops off, cut them up. There's going to be, we need a cup of strawberries, and then
there's also
the juices.
Yeah, there's also a banana in this smoothie, and then oranges and a lime. For the oranges and lime, you want to include the fruit of the main part of the fruit, and also the juice. So we're going to juice our oranges and the lime as well.
And don't be afraid to butcher anything. You don't have to cut anything perfect because it's just all going to get blended.
Kids also really enjoy smoothies, so this is a fun thing to make during the summer if you have kids or if you're having people over, it's a good crowd pleaser.
Oh yes, definitely.
You could also combine almost all 3 of our recipes today into one meal if you're having a brunch or something like that. You could have quiche and banana bread and smoothies for the side.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
On Christmas and Easter every year, our family does brunch with my aunt and uncles and my extended relatives, so food like this is good to make for a crowd, and it would be perfect for something like that. So I'm juicing our oranges here while Chloe adds the strawberries.
Throw those in there. It doesn't matter what goes first. It really doesn't matter. All of it just goes in together.
This is also a good thing for kids to help out with because you can get messy.
It's really
It's a good hands-on recipe.
Yes, it's really easy, fast. Anybody can make it.
This reminds me of a recipe you would make with a juicer. You know those juicers that people have now?
The fancy juicers.
Like carrot, orange juice you can make. I don't know, but all natural and all really delicious.
Oh, yeah.
I love that smoothies have the natural sugar in it, and they're still so good.
And even if you don't have one of these juices for the limes, another trick is to just hold the fruit over your hand and catch all the seeds when it comes out, and it acts the same as a juicer. So it's a cheap way to do it. I think that's about a cup. Okay,
Perfect.
and the banana. It's just said 1 banana, so, and you can add however much fruit you want.
You could also throw some berries in here.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of make smoothies your own.
Mango, my favorite.
Mango would be good.
Yeah.
Kind of based on what you have in your refrigerator, you could mix it up, make it different.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'll do the lime.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My hands are nice and covered in orange juice. But it smells really good. It reminds me of summer.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
This juicer's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Sounded crazy.
Oh, I can smell that too. It smells so
really
good. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've got our orange juice all together in this bowl. I'm gonna rinse my hands quick.
Fresh orange juice is so
yeah.
good. Look at the
The
color.
best.
I love the color.
Mm-hmm. So summery.
All right, the limes are done. So just put this in there.
And will you add the orange juice too, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Perfect.
And then we are going to add a cup of ice. And that's probably, I mean, you could probably just wing it by looking at how much ice you have. It depends on the size of your ice cube tray. But this should be enough. I'll add a few more from here too as well. And then we'll all blend it together and it'll mix and make this beautiful drink. Okay, that should be good.
All right.
All right. Ready? All right, I'm
beautiful.
Just blend it for however long it looks like it's perfect for a drink. And we'll pour it into these wonderful glasses and enjoy. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, it's so pretty.
That looks great.
All these are great summertime foods.
Yes. They're perfect.
All right, now that we've prepared all 3 breakfast recipes for you, we're going to go ahead and taste them, or prepare it, I guess. If you're serving this food for company, like I said, all 3 of these mesh really well together.
Mm-hmm.
You want to cut up? Which would you like to cut up?
I'll do the bread.
Okay.
This guy is still hot. Let me get a little thing for it. It looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crunchy too, like you can tell.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
Look at this. Ooh, the steam.
Mm-hmm.
Yum.
First piece is always the hardest. Oh, that's beautiful.
Look at that. That looks
Oh,
gorgeous.
nice.
And this quiche makes 6 servings, so you can have 6 people. You can also divide it into however many you want, but the bread, it makes a lot of servings. So, but yes, let's taste this bad boy.
That's for you.
Thank you. So good. So
Well done.
good. Well done, my friend. This is so good. The bread has this really delicious texture to it because of the crust and then the oats in it. And you can taste a little bit of the banana and the cinnamon. Oh, it's so good.
It's so warm.
Let's try these guys.
Perfect.
Ready? Whoa. Yum.
Yum.
It's really tangy because of the oranges, and then there's that hint of lime that just pops out at you. Oh, it's so good. So good.
Perfect.
Well, wonderful. Well, next week on Easy Vegetarian, we will take a look at a hearty vegetarian meal with the main dish focusing on a 3-bean chili.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight for our breakfast episode. For more recipes, be sure to check out easyvegetarian.wordpress.com.
See you next time.